Soldier Field just got its heartbeat back. The rumor that has exploded tonight across Chicago doesn't whisper. It shouts, it thunders, it electrifies. Drew Dalman, the commander of the Atlanta Falcons offensive line, is about to put on navy and orange. Read that again. The man who steadied Atlanta's pocket, the center who called protections and snapped without fear, is now being linked as the shield Caleb Williams desperately needs. This isn't a developmental project. This isn't a backup signing. This is a general walking straight into the trenches of Chicago, and Bears Nation can feel it in their bones. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, your home for breaking stories, rumors, and the kind of football talk that pulses with Chicago grit. Do me a favor right now. Smash that like button, subscribe if you believe this city is finally building the wall Caleb deserves, and drop your instant reaction in the comments. Because let's be real, Bears Nation. This isn't just a rumor. This feels like resurrection. Think about what's at stake. Chicago has lived this nightmare before. Justin Fields flashing brilliance but running for his life, play after play, season after season. Pocket collapsing, hope evaporating, and fans left wondering what might have been if the foundation had been solid. Caleb Williams cannot be allowed to suffer the same fate. You don't invest the number 1 overall pick in a generational quarterback and then let him stand behind patchwork. You give him security. You give him time. You give him Drew Dalman. Dalman isn't just a center, he's a stabilizer. At 6'3", 300 pounds, he isn't the loudest or flashiest lineman, but watch the tape. His intelligence leaps off the field. He identifies blitzes, points out linebackers, shifts protections, and makes sure his quarterback doesn't just survive, he thrives. That's what Chicago has been missing. Guards have rotated, tackles have flashed, Ragnow-level stability, non-existent. Dalman would change that instantly. Picture this. It's December at Soldier Field, wind cutting across the lake, Packers sending pressure off the edge. Caleb lines up, Dalman crouched, eyes scanning. He points, adjusts, snaps. The pocket holds. Caleb has 3 full seconds, an eternity in the NFL. He sets his feet, fires downfield. Touchdown Bears. That's not fantasy. That's what Dalman has done for years. That's what he could bring to Chicago. And don't underestimate the cultural fit. The Bears aren't Hollywood. They're not about flash or highlight reels. They're about grit, fight, blood, and sweat in the trenches. Dalman embodies that. He's not the type to seek cameras. He's the type to seek contact. He's built for Soldier Field, built for nights when the wind howls and defenses dare you to fold. With him anchoring, the Bears' offensive identity shifts, from hopeful to certain. But it's not just about blocking. It's about leadership. Rookie quarterbacks need voices in the huddle they can trust. Dalman has that voice. He doesn't panic. He doesn't stutter. He commands. When a center steadies, everyone steadies. Guards trust, tackles trust, the quarterback breathes. That ripple effect can't be overstated. For Caleb, hearing Dalman's call before each snap could be the difference between rushing decisions and playing with confidence. Now, let's talk history, because Bears fans know this pain too well. Decades of watching defenses dominate while offenses sputtered. Games lost. Because the line broke down, not because the team lacked talent elsewhere. We saw it with Cutler, with Trubisky, with Fields. Quarterbacks with skills wasted because the foundation cracked. If Chicago is serious about rewriting that script, Dalman is the ink. Statistically, Dalman isn't just average. He's efficient, disciplined, rarely penalized. In Atlanta, he faced chaos, inconsistent quarterback play, shaky schemes, constant defensive pressure. And yet, he anchored. He improved each season. Coaches trusted him to make line calls, a responsibility not given lightly. That trust is what Chicago craves right now. Someone who doesn't just play his role but elevates everyone else. Financially, it's a challenge. Dalman isn't free. He's in his prime, he's ascending, and Atlanta won't let him walk without compensation. But think about it. What's more expensive? Paying up for a reliable center, or wasting the rookie contract? Years of a generational quarterback? The Bears have cap space. They have draft picks. They have no excuse. Protecting Caleb isn't an option. It's mandatory. Let's dream a little deeper. Imagine the ripple effect. With Dalman locking down the interior, guards like Tevin Jenkins and Nate Davis can play freer. Tackles know their inside gap is secured. Play calls open up. Screens, deep shots, play action all become more effective when the pocket holds. Caleb isn't scrambling for survival. He's orchestrating with vision. That transforms not just an offense, but a franchise. And don't forget divisional implications. The NFC North is no joke. Green Bay's defense is young and hungry. Minnesota, even in transition, brings heat. Detroit? They're already a contender with trench dominance. Chicago can't lag behind. Adding Dalman is more than just filling a spot. It's answering the challenge of the division. It's saying, we won't be bullied anymore. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. This sounds perfect. It feels right. It seems inevitable. But here's the truth. Drew Dalman isn't a Bear. Not yet. There's no jersey reveal, no press conference, no handshake at Hollis Hall. Right now, this is speculation. Logical speculation. Powerful speculation. But speculation nonetheless. And maybe that's why it's so compelling. Because it doesn't feel like wild fantasy. It feels like destiny waiting for a signature. It feels like the move that makes sense in every way. Football sense, financial sense, cultural sense. It's the kind of rumor that grows legs because it deserves to. Because it should be true. Here's my personal take, Bears Nation. If I were Ryan Poles, I'd swing. No hesitation. I've watched this franchise suffer too many wasted seasons because we hesitated. We patched holes instead of building fortresses. We hoped instead of demanded. Caleb Williams is too valuable to protect with hope. He deserves certainty. Dalman brings certainty. Does it cost? Absolutely. But what's more costly? Trading a pick or trading away your future because you failed to protect it? For me, the answer is simple. I'd rather risk on Dalman than risk watching another quarterback crushed into dust by December. I'd rather swing bold and fall short than play safe and never rise. Because Chicago doesn't need safe. Chicago needs salvation, and Drew Dalman feels like salvation. I'll be straight with you, Bears Nation. I've seen this story too many times. Quarterbacks. With talent, hope in the stands, but no wall in front of them to make it last. Watching Justin Fields run for his life burned into my memory, and the thought of Caleb Williams suffering the same fate keeps me awake. That's why a move like Drew Dalman feels different. It's not about hype. It's about foundation. This isn't a wide receiver splash or a flashy pass rusher. This is the heartbeat of your offense. The man who touches the ball on every snap and dictates whether your quarterback stands tall or crumbles. For me, that's priceless. If Chicago really wants to say, this is the new era, it has to start with moves exactly like this one. And yes, I know it's risky. I know it costs picks, cap space, maybe even short-term pain. But tell me, what's the point of playing it safe if safe has kept us out of relevance for decades? Personally, I'd rather see the Bears gamble big on protecting Caleb than waste his prime years hoping patchwork will hold. Dalman represents more than a signing. He represents a shift, a promise that the front office finally values the trenches as much as fans have been begging them to. If it were my call, I'd take the leap, because at the end of the day, I'd rather watch Chicago swing for a championship and fall short than sit back, play cautious, and keep telling the same story of heartbreak. And Bears Nation, you deserve more than heartbreak. You deserve belief turned into banners. So let me put it to you, Bears Nation. Is Dalman the anchor who finally changes the trenches, the protector who secures Caleb's future, the piece that turns this offense from patchwork into fortress? Or is this just another off-season mirage, another story we cling to because it feels so right? Drop your thoughts below, because your roar isn't just noise. It's power. It's leverage. It's the voice that shapes Halas Hall. And right now, in Chicago, that roar has never been louder, never been hungrier, and never been more ready to demand change.